Finally, we have a new A220 model in scale 500, so let's see what this latest iteration from Herpa Wings has to offer. With that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where today we'll take a closer look at an Airbus A220-300 of Air Baltic. At the front of the box, we have a cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft model inside, and on top of that we find the Air Baltic branding. The backside of the box then suddenly reveals that Herpa is still capable of pulling off a halfway decent box design if they just want to, which in this case includes a lovely image of the aircraft in real life and some additional information. And here she is, the Airbus A220-300 in the new standard livery of Air Baltic from Herpa Wings in scale 500, and that is not the first time we get this aircraft type from this airline from Herpa Wings in scale 500, because they have over the years produced quite a few, 3 in special liveries and 1 in standard livery. But this is of course the latest iteration, so we are very curious to see if there have been made any improvements to the aircraft model, other than of course just the updated livery. And the best way to find that out is by taking a closer look, and as always we start our tour around the aircraft model with a look at the tail section, where we on the vertical stabilizer find the Air Baltic branding. On the fuselage we then find the flag of the European Union, the Latvian flag, the full registration code of the aircraft, and towards the very tail of the aircraft also a bit of detailing around the APU exhaust. At the front of the aircraft and across the fuselage we then have the writing of Air Baltic, and as this airframe is actually the 100th Airbus A220, it is no surprise that they have also added this detail in a sticker just underneath the Air Baltic writing. Then a little bit in front of that, next to the cockpit windows, we find again the writing of Air Baltic. Underneath that we have the aircraft type specification, and we do also actually find a lovely amount of sensors and small markings around the cockpit section, other than of course the cockpit windows with the window wipers, above which we also find the emergency hatch for the cockpit. The engine nacelles have been kept in the typical Air Baltic lime green coloring and have the silver leading edge printed on, as well as the Air Baltic writing, but unfortunately no safety markings here, which is a bit disappointing. The physical detailing of the engines, however, is very, very nice. Then on the fuselage, just above the wings, we find the emergency exit has been printed on, which leads us straight to the wings, which we should definitely also take a closer look at, starting over the top side, where we can see the different flap slats and spoilers have been carved out very nicely, and we do also have the marking for the emergency exit printed on. The underside of the wings offers us some more lovely physical detailing, and as well the full registration code of the aircraft. My personal highlight on the wings, however, are the winglets, which I think look really awesome with the Air Baltic branding. The landing gear is the standard landing gear that Herpa uses for all their Airbus A220 models, which is a good thing for the main landing gear, which looks pretty decent, but I think there is room for improvement with the front landing gear. Looking here from the front, we can see it is rather wide, and also quite disappointing is the fact that Herpa has not really included any printed details. We can, however, find a printed detail on the belly of the aircraft with the writing of Air Baltic just in front of this hole in the fuselage for a stand, which however is not included with this aircraft model. Something I also would like to highlight here are actually the ram air intake, something Herpa rather rarely pulls off nicely or at all, but I think in this case they've done a decent job. And then last but not least, we do also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here at the back of the aircraft, and also here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A220-300 in the new standard livery of Air Baltic from Herpa Wings in scale 1 to 500. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, I think there is room for improvement when we look at the front landing gear, where I don't think the physical detailing is quite convincing, and what is also disappointing is the fact that we have no printed details on it. What is also a bit of a letdown is the fact that Herpa seemingly has forgotten to add the safety markings to the engine, something Herpa had promised us as a standard detail by now. But these points put aside, I think Herpa has done a solid one with this aircraft model. I very much like the mold that Herpa has for the A220, I think they have nailed that pretty much down, and also the print quality really brings the, in my opinion, stunning livery of Air Baltic to life. And overall, I would actually say that it is a step forward for Herpa Wings with the A220 compared to previous Air Baltic models. So set aside the retail price of €28, which is ridiculous, I would absolutely say that this aircraft model is worth having in one's collection. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching, hope to see you soon soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.